So what are the different boundary conditions which are possible? So this is the second part of the video. In the first part I had explained 5 boundary conditions with their physical significance, with the mathematics, or how do we represent that boundary condition with an equation. So I have defined or given 5 boundary conditions. The first one was constant surface temperature, constant surface heat flux. The third one was adiabatic surface or insulated boundary, or more perfectly we should write it as perfectly insulated. The fourth one was convection boundary condition. The fifth one was radiation boundary condition. Now there are two another important boundary conditions which are left, which will continue in this video. So I'll write the topic as boundary conditions, and this is the sixth boundary condition, which is called as interface boundary condition. So what does this mean? It means an interesting thing. So let me draw a wall, and the first part of the wall is of length x naught. The total length or thickness is L, and this is the direction x, obviously. This is the wall A, this is the wall B, and hence the temperatures will be notified as temperature of wall A at any location x comma t. For B it will be notified as temperature B at any location x comma t. Obviously for this the x ranges from 0 to x naught. For this the x ranges from x naught to L. Okay, so that is clear. Now we are assuming one thing, that the wall A and B are in perfect contact with each other. In perfect contact. This is our assumption. They are in perfect contact. If they are not in perfect contact, there will be some more complexities involved. What will be that complexity? I'll just give you a glimpse. It is a contact resistance which will be involved. Contact resistance. And I'll explain, or we'll take this topic up in as a separate video sometimes else. So this is what does that mean is interface boundary condition involves the first condition, which will be TA at location x naught comma t will be equal to TB at location x naught comma t. What does this mean? For wall A at location x naught at any time t, and for wall B at a location x naught at any time t. So at all the time of t, the location x naught, the temperature of wall A and temperature of wall B will be equal. So that means the area of contact, this is the area of contact of both bodies, should have same temperature. That's what I have written mathematically over here. And second is, since the control volume would be surface, is a surface, control volume between these two A and B is a surface, it can't store energy, therefore energy stored will be equal to 0. That's what we have been using this in solving problems also, that if we are taking control volume as a surface, it cannot store energy, it cannot generate energy. That means my Q double dash will remain same, is equal to constant at x naught comma t. What does that mean is Q double dash for A at location x comma t equal to Q double dash B x naught comma t. Okay, so that's what I have said earlier. The temperature and heat flux will remain equal. And what does that mean? This means my Ka, if the conduction coefficient or conductivity of wall A is Ka, del Ta upon del x at location x is equal to x naught is equal to minus Kb del Tb upon del x at location x is equal to x naught. So at location x naught, at any given time doesn't matter, at all times my heat flux will remain same. And remember, the temperature of wall A will be represented using TA. The temperature at any location in wall B will be represented using TB. That's why I have differentiated it as TA and TB. And my last condition will be, or is, this is finally the last condition. This is the thermal symmetry. This is also very interesting case. This means if I have a wall, so this is what I was focusing on earlier when I said, or when I was explaining insulated boundary. Over there our condition mathematically was represented using this condition. My dt by dx was equal to 0. Now let's look over here also. My wall, there are two walls, okay, A, B. This has conductivity Ka, this has conductivity Kb. The temperatures will be represented as Ta, here it will be represented as Tb. And let's assume the surface has temperature Ts on both the sides, or it can be different also, it doesn't matter. And this is L by 2, this is another L by 2, this is completely L obviously. And there is a fluid moving which has a temperature, upstream temperature as T infinity. Okay, there is a bulk fluid motion. That is what it was happening when we assume convection boundary condition. So in this case, I'll write the boundary condition as del T by del X at L by 2 comma T is equal to 0. What does that mean? I'm saying we have a thermal symmetry. That means my temperature gradients or temperatures are equal on both sides from this location. So I can say this is x is equal to 0 for me, this is plus x, this is the minus x direction. And in this case, I can say because of thermal symmetry, this mathematical condition exists. Or I can apply this mathematical condition if there is a thermal symmetry. In the same way, the same thing appeared when I said it is a thermally insulated boundary. So thermally insulated boundary and thermal symmetry are having a mathematically same representation. That was my inference, or that's what we need to remember. And if this is a cylinder, I can say for cylindrical boundary, cylindrical coordinates, my del T by del R at location R is equal to 0 will be equal to 0. That means at the axis there is no temperature movement, there is no movement of heat. What does that mean is, in this case, my cylindrical axis is heat sink or source. This is a bit complex to understand, but what does this mean? This is a hypothetical situation obviously, but what does that mean? If I have a cylinder, the axis of it is either at the maximum temperature or it is at the minimum temperature. It is at the maximum temperature, then it will be said as source. That means all the heat from the axis will move perpendicularly away from the axis towards the surface if it is the source. And in case it is a heat sink, that means all the temperatures or all the heat will come towards the center of the cylinder or towards the axis, and all the heat will be absorbed at the center. So that is a hypothetical situation, but that's how we say it. If it is a minimum temperature or maximum temperature, in that case also we'll represent it mathematically in this form, maximum and minimum conditions. That means my differential will be 0, and thermal symmetry also means my differentials are 0. Okay, thank you.